Hello, Flosstube.
Hi.
We're back.
We're back.
Okay, so I'm sure you all already watched Catherine's Haid finish, because that's the one I'd watch first if I were you. And now if you're, and it's now a couple days later, and now you're bored and you're looking for it. So now you can watch my WIPs.
Your WIPs are really cool.
Since we're done with Catherine's finish. And if you are wondering about Catherine, maybe you accidentally saw this video first. There's another video where Catherine shows her Heaven and Earth design finish that we just filmed 5 minutes ago. But for you, who knows? So you need to go find it.
Yeah, it's all
it
done.
was awesome.
It was awesome.
It's awesome. All right. Now I am all confused. And I did all my... Oh, well, most of that had to do with you anyway.
Yeah.
So I did viewer comments already on the other video.
I think we're just on WIPs, right?
And we talked about finishes.
Yes.
I didn't have any finishes this week. Catherine had a finish.
I did.
That's a whole separate video. Okay, so we'll just get right into my... Actually, first I'm going to show you the planner. So this was the planner I was talking about last time that I had ordered, but I hadn't received it yet. It's by Needlework Press, and it's called 2019 Book of Days. The title is right there. Has a beautiful picture of a sampler on the front. And it's just a monthly 2-page spread planner.
That's really cool.
Like you might have a desk planner at work or something. But it's specifically written for stitchers. I love that part.
Oh.
It was Saltbox Stitcher that showed it on hers, and I was like, ooh, I kind of like that. I need that. But it has this section over here, which is for me. I'm using this section to write what my January plan of attack is for stitching. That helps me keep track. And then on the days, I'm just writing what projects I worked on that day. And then in the corner, you can see where I wrote about... when it's time to stop and go to bed, I'll estimate how many hours I stitched that day, and I'm keeping track of that in there. But that's all I'm keeping track of in here. Oh, and I did in green marker, I don't know if you can see it. If there was something fun coming up that was stitching related, I put it on here. Like I have a mystery stitch along that starts on the 25th. Seize the Day by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So I wrote that on there in green marker because that's like a holiday for stitching. It's like a special day, a special stitching days.
Oh my gosh.
And this was last Saturday when I went and stitched with Sandra. I wrote that on there. But it's got fun quotes on it every day. It's got cute pictures because it's written just for stitchers. So I love that.
Oh.
It goes January through December. Oh, look at what's in the end. It's got an advanced planning page for 2020. Ooh. It's got some alphabet charts in the back. It's got a graph paper page in case you need a graph paper or something. It's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's neat.
All right. That was the pre-WIP section. Pre-WIP. All right. I'm just going to do these in no particular order, the way they're stacked up on the floor. This is my
your Christmas
Ever tote bag that I bought in December. Yes, it's the Christmas bag. This is the Christmas stocking. I have to do 3 stockings this year, so this bag will have a stocking in it.
I'm still holding out hope that it will just be 2.
We have not found Andrew's stocking yet. I've given up hope at this point. We're going to have to stitch another one. The only thing that's going to make it show up is if we actually stitch another one, and then for sure it'll show up.
Then it'll show up.
So here's my progress on Heirloom stocking the kitchen one. These were originally available in the Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine. They did one every year in the July-August issue. You can also buy this booklet by Better Homes and Gardens called Heirloom Christmas Stockings and Cross Stitch. And this one has the first 9 designs in it. These patterns are also available on Cooler Design Studio website, and that's Kooler, Cooler. And just separate, like you could just buy the one you wanted. And then I noticed that there's 2 more on there that go in this same series, a gardening one and a outdoor enthusiast, like hunting and fishing kind of one. In case you're interested in those. But that's how far I am on that one. This is my Tuesday project. I work on it every Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
This will be for my daughter-in-law, Hannah. And it's on 28 count mushroom Lugana even weave. because that's what all the rest of our family stockings are on.
Yes.
So it has to match. You can't change it now.
Yeah.
That would just be crazy
I
time.
know. We've already been to Crazy Town. We're out of Crazy Town.
This is my headache garden. It's adapted from a temperature garden pattern by Stitchin Mommy. You can find her Etsy shop, Stitchin Mommy. I bought the pattern from her. Hers is a temperature garden where you're recording the temperature each day, colors assigned to different temperatures. I adapted it just a little bit to do, because I am not very good at keeping my headache journal of what I took, when I got a headache, what happened that day, so that you can see trends and try and have less headaches. So this was a way to bribe myself, manipulate myself into keeping that journal, because I've been terrible at it lately.
It's all about self-bribery, you guys.
Because it would drive me nuts to know that I was in the middle of a piece and didn't have the data
To finish.
So that's where that one is. Oh, and it's on 28 count. Is Jobelan? I know it's Jobelan. It's Summer Sky Jobelan. I think it's 28 count. 2 strands over 2 strands with DMC. This is my mini, sort of, not a Haid, but kind of a Haid. I have a Haid, which I told you on my end of year wrap up. I showed it to you. A Stitcher's shelf. That's my serious Haid. But I still only did the 90 color version. I did not do the 250 color version. But this one is a design I bought on Etsy. It's Disneyland. And I think it's someone scanned a retro poster of Disneyland. And I bought it on the Neni Design Etsy website. Nenidesign. Neni Design is where I got it from.
It's really cute.
And Catherine has helped me on this project already.
Yes, it was last year. Or this year. Well, last year. 2018 was last year, y'all.
So this is how far I am. We're going to have such a mess down here. So here's the castle. I started in the middle and then decided, because I thought I was going to do cross country, and then decided I hated it. And even though this one doesn't have 90 colors, I think it has more like 60 maybe.
Oh, okay.
It's not as many. And then Catherine helped me get it back. Like, she filled in all the squares for me so I could go back to 10 by 10 squares because it was driving me nuts. And that was a nice thing she could do for me. So I'm up here working on, I told you last time that this was Splash Mountain. It is not. This is Thunder Mountain. This is Thunder Mountain Railroad is what this is. Because then I realized Splash Mountain's over here on the picture. This isn't Splash Mountain. And I could not figure out what this little white castle was right in front of. It's a little white castle with blue towers right in front of Thunder Mountain Railroad. And I'm looking at that and I'm just like, I can't think of what is that? There's nothing over there. So I had to go show it to my husband. And he looks out for a minute and he goes, that's Storybook Land. See how the whale is where you enter Storybook Land? And he's kind of right in front of this little hill. That's one of the cute little castle houses inside of Storybook Land.
Okay.
On the Storybook ride. I thought that was darling. But I have kept up with my challenge of 300 stitches a week. Nice. I've done 2 weeks so far, so we've done 6 squares on this, 600 stitches. And this is the top right here. This is where the pattern ends. So I've made it to the top right here. This one's a little taller, so that will take longer.
Yay.
So that's the Disneyland piece. Oh, and I showed it to you at the year-end video all on a ring in baggies and decided I love baggies until
you reach a certain
you have a whole bunch. And then it's not manageable
technical term?
anymore. A whole bunch. When you hit that number of a whole bunch, it's not happy thing anymore. So I switched it. I spent Saturday. It took 3 hours.
3 hours?
To bobbinate all this floss and put it in this box. I couldn't believe it took so long. I was watching Flosstube while I did it. And then realized at the same time that I bought this
it's cute.
flexible fabric-y basket on Amazon. It came in a 2-pack for less than $20. All I did was search small basket, I think, on Amazon. Sorry, I can't tell you the exact name of it. But it came in a 2-pack. And I love it because when you put your baggie of floss down on a hard table, my
falls
hard
off.
polished table next to me, it just goes and off on the floor. As my coworker said, it just goes and I hate it.
Yep, that's totally a real thing.
And I love the baggies, but I do hate that when you put it down, sometimes it slides right off onto the floor. So I bought this little basket and I throw my bag of floss in there while I'm stitching. I throw it in and out, even sometimes put my scissors or my glasses in here when I want to put them down.
Good idea.
And I have loved it. It's been the most awesome. It just makes, it's one of those ergonomic things that just makes you happy.
Yes.
Like it feels nice
Yeah.
to put it in there.
Yep.
And even a huge bag of floss will fit in here, or just a little one. But that reminded me of it.
Fun. What a good idea.
All right. So my other Neni design that has 90 colors like yours still needs to be bobbinated. So you know, if you're bored one day and you want to come over and bobbinate.
Since I have nothing in my life to do anymore since I finished mine.
Here is where I am on shores of Hawk Run Hollow. Oh, the Disneyland piece is on 40 count dwarf.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's 40 count, and it's 1 strand over 2 threads on that piece. This is Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I am so close to finishing up the gray fill-in on this piece. Thank goodness. I don't even know if you can see that. And because it was so boring, I went ahead and started January's piece, and I just come back and do like a thread of this every day, and then I work on this. And this, I decided that this bird right here, this most rare bird ever, actually, it also works in Las Vegas as a dancer and is rocking the Las Vegas headdress.
Oh my gosh.
And her stripy feathers.
Yeah.
She is something else.
Yeah.
Gotta be a she. But that's where that is. And this is on 40 count Heritage. Picture this plus Heritage. 1 strand over 2 threads. With the called for NPI silks. Oh, except I keep forgetting to tell you, I changed one color. If you look at the model, I wanted the water to be more like a watercolor. And the color that the pattern is charted for water is Needlepoint Silks 522, which is a very gray blue. It was not exciting me as a watercolor, a color for water. So I was looking at the picture going, that's not what, of course, you know how pictures go. It's however it was, the colors could be completely different when they print it than the model. But I was looking at the model and realized this picture that comes with it. Those top 4 blocks are one color of water, and the bottom 8 blocks are a completely different color of water, in my opinion. So the pattern is charted as all the water is one color, this color. But apparently halfway through the model stitching, they changed the color of the water. Well, I really liked when I decided I didn't like the watercolor, I already had the top 4 blocks done. So on block 5, I decided to change to a Belle Soie Silk Bahama Breeze, which is a much more of a watercolor. So mine's going to be very similar to this picture. The top 4 blocks are in that more gray blue color, and the rest of it is going to be this more Bahama Breeze color. And I think this block I'm working on right now, which will be the last block, I'll probably use the same color from up here on just this one block, just to pull it all back in and make it look cohesive.
Okay.
All right. Shores. The Shores report.
The Shores report.
And Sandra, who was supposed to be doing this as a stitch along with me, decided Saturday that we needed to start a different stitch along.
What? Is that allowed?
She wants to start Catherine Theron's Morning Has Broken as a stitch along, because there's several of us that have it. But I told her when she started it, then I would start it as well. Because we were supposed to do that as a stitch along, and she never started it. Okay, this is my Thursday project.
Oh, I love this one.
Twisted Band Sampler Northern Expressions.
It's so cute.
By Northern Expressions. And I finished the cross stitch on this lighter yellow, and then started this cross stitch band of this darker gold, I guess it is. There will be another band right here of a specialty stitch with that darker gold, and then I have to do the dark gold will be the next section after that.
Awesome.
But those stripes are taking way longer than I thought they would. It's on the called for fabric, which looks like 28 count even or linen. It looks like 28 count off-white linen. And I'm using the called for Avera Soie silks. So that one's coming right along. Yay! This is my Adventure Awaits pattern that I started on New Year's Day. This was my
gosh, you've gotten so far
New Year's Day start. Upside down. I have done North America, and I'm starting down here on South America.
Jeez, you are cruising on that.
This one's not hard. It's fairly simple.
And
it's
a lot of color changes.
on 36 count Mount Baker blue linen, and I'm using 2 strands because I loved the thick coverage of 2 strands on 36 count. But it is pretty thick. If it was more full coverage than it is, it might start to be a little too thick. But for this project, it works great. And you can find that pattern called Adventure Awaits on caterpillarcrossstitch.com. That's where you can find that pattern. And I have her matching. It was a mystery stitch along last year, but I wasn't able to participate last year because my life was out of control. But it has this cute little needle minder that you can buy from her that matches. It's a little world that says Adventure Awaits.
Oh,
so cute. And, ooh, that came out of Adventure Awaits.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be losing the color chart.
No.
Oh, you were going to be Vanna White.
Oh, yeah. I love this one.
Victorian Charm.
This might be my favorite one that you're
It's a dimensions kit. Dimensions kit. It's a pink and blue Victorian house. This is my weekend piece. I work on this on Saturday, sometimes Friday nights. It's coming right along. I worked on this. I did this whole section here and almost most of this roof this week.
That's so cute.
I know, I love that little kitty.
Yeah.
And there's another little kitty down in front of the house. The kitties are my favorite part. Well, no, I love the house.
I was going to say you bought it because it's a house.
Cuter because of the kitties. And it's the 18 count navy blue Aida that came with the Dimensions kit with the floss that came with the Dimensions kit. And I had part of the sky in and had to rip it all out because I didn't read the directions carefully enough, and it was only supposed to be 1 strand of these half stitches in the sky, and I was using 2 strands, which wouldn't be a problem if I had bought my own floss, but because I was using kitted floss,
it's not gonna work.
I wasn't going to have enough floss, so I had to rip all the sky out, but I haven't put it back in yet. But at least I ripped out. That's the hard part.
That's true. Yeah, going backwards is the worst.
On Saturday, I was at a Stitchin in Salt Lake, and I worked on Catherine Theron's Peaceable Kingdom. And I did these little chicks, and I finished this little boy, and I actually started on the grass, which will fill in this whole section. Then there's one little strip of brown right underneath the grass that it's supposed to be a road, I think. And then that middle section will be done.
Yay!
So this is moving very slowly. I think I started it in 2015.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a Catherine Theron class piece, so you'd have to take the class from her to be able to get that pattern. So I'm very excited about that. And I had it off the scroll rods and showed it to you at my end of year 2018 WIP parade if you really want to see it, because I am not taking it off of there today to show you.
Don't do it.
I think that's all my WIPs. I wanted to give you an update on one of my end of year videos. I asked for help with the floss on this piece because I had started it with some old floss out of my stash, not realizing that that was one of the DMC colors that they changed the formulation on somewhere over the years because they couldn't source whatever they were using to make it with and had to change what they made it with, which changed the color slightly. So, and then I told you Catherine was working on it and for my birthday or Mother's Day one year and came back to me. She ran out of that skein of floss, started on the next skein that I had purchased it later and put in there because I knew we were going to use several skeins, and said, "Mom, that's not the same color." That was when we first realized. I don't know if you can see in here, but this darker green up here is the old skein. This darker green down here is the new skein. And in person, you can definitely tell they are not the same color. So on my year-end video, I sent out a plea for anyone who had some really old Floss to send me some. And I had several, I think 3 or 4 Flosstube viewers sent me it in the mail. Thank you so much. And then at the Stitchin I was in on Saturday, Kathy L. and Lynn brought me floss. And Kathy D. and Carolyn are going to bring me some more of their floss at the thing at the end of the month that we're going to. Plus the ones I got in the mail. I think we have enough so we can work on that again.
Great.
But Catherine won't work on it. See, Catherine was doing this horrible, repetitive, but complicated border. It's just these roses that just keep going on and on and on and on and on all the way around. And I can't stand repetitive in the first place. So she very nicely was working on that border for me. But her rules are that she won't work on it again until I've at least worked on it for a little bit. Yeah. So maybe between now and my birthday, I need to work on this. Yeah. So that you would take it home again and do some more of the border.
Yeah, that'd be a great border choice for this year. I love
the middle. I love the way the border looks. I just don't like stitching it.
You could do the middle. You could work a whole bunch on the middle part that you like.
Yes. Oh, that's true. And just skip the border altogether.
Leave the border alone and just I'll take care of it later. Maybe you should rip out the other green color for me. You should rip that out and you should work on the middle and then I can do more of the border for this year. Yeah.
I like this plan. Yeah. You heard it. She said.
Yeah. It's a deal.
We have proof. Beagala, and I have your first name written down upstairs, but I don't have it right here. She sent me floss. Thank you so much. Marcia sent me some floss. Thank you. And Kim sent me some floss. Thank you so much. That was so nice of you. We haven't been able to work on that project forever because Catherine and I both would just look at it and go, oh, what are we going to do about that floss? It looks terrible. Marcia sent me this cute card with the floss as well. It's so darling. Thank you, Marcia. And Kim sent me a beautiful card as well with the floss. And she also sent me some other old floss that she had that had changed color dye lots over the years. DMC. Which is so nice of her. Because knowing us, it'll probably happen to us again.
I know.
You'd think we'd learned our lesson by now.
Nope.
Okay, I joined the So Much to Love Project Bag of the Month Club. So I'm going to get a new project bag every month. I'm so excited. Okay, so I got my one for January. This is So Much to Love.
Oh my gosh, it's cute.
It's like little red birds, probably Quaker aspen trees, but those lovely gray trees in the background with the beautiful big red rickrack.
Wow.
And the inside fabric is this beautiful gray. It is just gorgeous. It's So Much to Love, SEWMUCH, the number 2. I don't know if you can see this. It's got its little tag. You can see how to spell her name. She's been making bags for years and years. I got a bag from her that someone gave me at a retreat from, gosh, that was at least 10 years ago. Wow. And I chose, this is the bigger size bag because I wanted to be able to fit an 11 by 11 Q-snaps in here with all the floss and everything, the fabric folded over, so it needed to be able to fit in there. I chose the option where I also get the little bag every month that comes with it, which also has that beautiful gray fabric on the inside. And she always does these little hearts, these little felt hearts on the tassel. It's one of her trademarks. She sent some tea as well. A beautiful bird. Wow. Floss holder. A little charm that says 2019 on it. I can do something with. And a pattern designed by her of a darling little pillow.
Oh my gosh.
That says, each day is a new beginning.
Yay.
It's called New Beginning by So Much to Love. So that came this month, wrapped beautifully, of course, with the stickers and everything. That was way fun. I saw this pattern forever ago and didn't buy it when I first saw it. And then when I started wanting to buy it, 123 Stitch has been out of it forever. So I found it on Etsy and purchased that. London. Afternoon in London by Country Cottage Needleworks. I just thought it was a really cute version of a London piece. I was shopping on Etsy
Apparently.
and got this I think it's just called Summertime by Stitchery.
Aw.
It's a PDF download. So I printed that off. I think that's going to be one of my mania pieces for summer.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun.
Small but doable.
Yes.
Okay, this one came up on, I can't think of her name right now. Sorry, it's been a long day at work. She does the, where you can donate money to causes. And right now it's the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Oh.
You're all out there screaming the name, telling me what her name is. Anyway, she was talking about this piece that she had started. And it's, you are my density. I mean, you are my destiny.
What?
From Back to the Future.
Oh.
My husband and I, remember, we're young when those movies came out. We saw them. We were teenagers.
Not
it's
together.
got the, we didn't meet each other until we were in college. It's got the DeLorean on there and the flames coming out the back. But his dad in that movie is the one who's trying to work up the courage to talk to his mom. You all know the reference from the movie. And he accidentally says density instead of destiny. And my husband has teased me about that our whole married life. He loves to tease and switch words like that. So I'll probably be doing that for Mania as well. And 100% of the proceeds from this is from the Witchy Stitcher. You can go to her website, witchystitcher.com. I found her on Etsy. And 100% of the proceeds from this particular pattern are going to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson research. Okay, I also bought this one from Stitchery called Let It Snow. Oh, someone's working on this on Flosstube. And I can't remember who it was either. That's where I saw it and decided I had to have that one. It's got these cute skaters and the beautiful, it's the colors
It's
in
got
the houses
on it.
And the colors.
Shocker.
Look at the colors.
Yeah, they're really,
Look,
really cute.
These two didn't have houses.
That's
Summer
true.
Barbecue or Back to the Future.
That's true. That one even has a car on it. I'm shocked.
Does London have a house? Oh, it
Well,
has
London
a building.
has all houses.
It's got a building. All right, I bought this scissor fob to put on my scissors for February because I was thinking ahead. I wanted one that was a February-ish theme. These are all pink and coral and has a heart at the beautiful heart at the very bottom. From the Stitcher's Lounge was where I found that. On Etsy, of course. I was getting myself into lots of trouble on Etsy.
Yeah, apparently.
And then I saw these on the Long Dog Sampler. Oh, I love this one. Arcade by Long Dog Samplers. It's different.
Oh, wow.
Every single one of these is a different pattern. A lot like ink circles, where it's all different. Like you're not being repetitive. Like it's cool geometric designs, but they're all different. So I love that one.
That's fun.
I won't do both of these for Mania, but I may pick one of these for Mania. But they're huge, so that's a problem. And then Long Dog Samplers Day and Night. The border is houses all around.
A border you might actually like.
Houses in there. Well, all the houses are different. Like there's all these different houses, and even when they repeat the same house, they do it in totally different colors.
Okay.
So a border I might actually be able to stand stitching, but I love it. And it says, "Day and night, sun and moon, air and light, everyone must have and none can buy." I just love it. And I love the little people and the...
Oh my gosh.
All right. That's the end of the acquisition section. I hope. Seems like I got some needle minders, but I can't remember. I don't think I did. All right. And I'm not going to do what I wish I was stitching on because we've done 2 videos now tonight and it's gone. Well, I just showed you. I wish I was stitching those Long Dog Samplers. Those are fabulous. All right, I think we're done. I hope I didn't forget anything important.
If you did, you can just do it on the next one.
That's right. We will see you again soon.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.